Alright, so we just got the home channel, we just got these applications installed. So first off, we're going to open up Gecko, we're going to load it, but before you do, if you have a microphone, take that out or your Wii's going to freeze. So just make sure nothing's in the USB ports. So once we open up Gecko, you want to go down to Config Options, go all the way down to Gecko Hook Type, scroll all the way right until it's on OS Sleep Thread, and then for bubbles on, you can turn it on or off. It'll be on no, but just press yes, and it'll put bubbles in the background. You don't have to do that. Let's turn it off. So, yeah, it'll be like that. And then exit it, and then go back to the Humber channel. Alright, we're opening up the Humber channel, and then let's open up Cheat Manager. Sometimes it takes a while for it to actually open the Humber channel for some reason. But let's go to Cheat Manager, and you could also use the Wii pointer, as you can see right here. Let's open up Cheat Manager, let's load it up. And you should see /txt codes, page 0, and you should see these 3 files right here. Black Ops Multiplayer, Black Ops Zombies codes, and there's instructions on the bottom right here. So you just follow these instructions, you press the A button to open up a code, and then you move around, down, move cursor, everything like that, and the plus button activates the code, and the minus button inactivates the code. Every code is unactivated, so you want to press the plus button on the codes you want to use. So, let's say Flimsy Hand, that looks pretty cool, so we're going to press plus on that. Faraway Vision Blurred, that's cool, let's plus that. Name bar in white, that's pretty cool. Sound speed. Well, that's not working, so if you go ahead and look at that, it has a question mark in front of it. So this is where I'm going to tell you about button activators. Now, this, if you press A on the code, as you can see right here, it says 28200FXX, 4 zeros, 4 X's. Now this code, you're going to need a button activator for it, and you're going to have to put in your own button activator. I know that sounds a little bit weird or kind of scary, but button activators is any button on your WiiMote or classic controller or nunchuck. So I will link this website. It shows you what a button activator is and everything. What is a button activator? A button activator activates the code by pressing a certain button on your home WiiMote or the classic controller Pro. Now this is the WiiMote and the classic controller button activators. So as you see right here, it's 28200FA0 for the WiiMote, and for the classic controller, it's 28200F0A. So that is why I have 2 X's right here. You see right here, 28200FXX. I have the WiiMote, and just as I said, the WiiMote is 28200FA0. So scroll through here, change that to FA0, just like that. 28200FA0. That is for the WiiMote. So as you can see right here, WiiMote 28200FA0, and then it's 4 zeros and 4 X's. So let's scroll up. If you're using the WiiMote, use these codes, or these are the codes you're going to be using. So let's press spoiler. Now these are the codes you're going to be using. You're going to replace these 4 X's with these codes right here. So if you want the minus button, that will be 1 and 4 zeros behind it, or 1000. So let's go here, change this to 1, and then make these 3 zeros behind it. So that is the minus button. So each time we press a minus button, let's back out of it. Each time we press a minus button, that will change the sound speed modifier. We have successfully made this code a button activator, and now we get plus on it. Let's say we had the classic controller. Let's go back here. We would change this to F0A for the classic controller, and then make them all zeros. And then let's look at the classic controller values. So if you're using classic controller, and let's say you want the minus button, it is still 1000, so you just leave that same, just change to F0A. Let's say we want the X button, that would be 000X, or no, 0008. So for the classic controller, we want the X button, that would be 0008. So 3018, so now that is the X button on the classic controller, but I have a WiiMote, so FA0, and then 1000 was our minus button on the WiiMote. So each time we press the minus button, that code will change or activate. So let's choose flashing blood red screen. Let's choose weird reticle arrow. Refine graphics, let's select that as well. And 12th prestige. And I do suggest you open up the codes. You look at the codes. So I also have to explain the automatic activators. Codes like these that say 201D6324, 7Fs and 1A. Those are automatic activators. So those automatically turned on. Those automatically turn on as soon as you get online. They're on. You don't need a button activator for them whatsoever. And in another video, I will be like going in depth on how to change button activators and all this stuff. But for the most part, if they have 201 324 7Fs and 1A, those automatically turn on. You just plus them, that you activate them, they're good to go. But I do suggest you open up the codes, because this one, it's not an automatic activator, so it has a WiiMote value in it. We see right here, it's for the WiiMote 28200FA0, and then it has stuff right here. So what you want to do with this one, with codes like these, because some codes they automatically have button activators on them. So what I suggest you do, you go through here and then change these all to zeros, and then change them all to zeros for the 28200FA0. And if you have a class controller, change this to 28200F0A for the class controller. I have a WiiMote, so I leave A0. So we want to use 12th Prestige. Let's use that as the 2 button, which is 0100. So we're gonna go here, ignore the first 4 zeros, 0100. So when we press the 2 button, that will make us 12th Prestige. So no clip all players. That sounds pretty cool. Let's open up that. Now this one already has an activator on it, and as you can see, home WiiMote. So this, I do believe this code can only be used with the WiiMote. Yeah, I do believe so. So I'm just gonna edit this code out. I don't want the home button, so let's change that to 0000, and let's put that button activator on the WiiMote. Let's put it to the plus button. The plus button, 0010. So on here we go 0010. So now we press the plus button in game, and that'll make us all have no clip. I do believe this is all players. Yeah, all players. So let's press the 1 button to generate the GCT file, and I do highly suggest any codes that have a button activator, you write down or you type it on your phone or something and memorize what button activator it is. That was the minus button. So the minus button activates the sound speed modifier. And then also the 12th Prestige, the 2 button makes this 12th Prestige. So I do suggest you write them down, because you'll probably forget unless you memorize them. And then the plus button activates no clip. So we generate the GCT file with 1, and then we home out of here. I'm going to write them down so I don't forget. So we just left the cheat manager. Let's open up Gecko, and from here we're going to press launch game. And before you do that, actually, you want to go back to config options, and you want to make sure it says Gecko hook type OS sleep thread. So let's press B and then launch game, and it should say setting up drive. Obviously you have the Black Ops disk in, and it should say SD card codes found, as you can see right there. And now it loads up the game just like normal. Now let's go to multiplayer. Alright, so I kind of did my best to hide my ally code. Pretty scuffed, right? So our name bar white, that code is working because it's automatically activated. So our 12th Prestige, 12th Prestige was the 2 button. So let's press the 2 button, and as you can see, we are now 12th Prestige. So yeah, that is that code. Now let's go in a game. Now let me show you some more codes. Let's leave it as array. Now we do have no clip that we could use. We do have the sound speed modifier, which is the minus button, and then no clip was the plus button. So yeah, I do suggest you use button activators that you don't really use, like the home button, stuff like that. And our flashing screen red does work, and far away vision blur does work. As you can see, it's all blurred back there, right? So yeah, so let's move. As we can see, we're running. And our flimsy hand, I don't really like this code because it's pretty messed up, as you can see right here. It's a pretty weird code, and it's pretty funny, but I wouldn't really use it. So as you can see right here, let's press the plus button for no clip. So plus button, we are now in no clip. So as you can see right here, we are no clipping through the map right now. Plus button again to turn it off, and we just killed ourselves. Plus button to turn it on, and this only works if you're the host. So yeah, you can do it. You're in public game, or no, private game, and if you do become a host in a public game, this will work for everyone. So yeah. So those are that's me showing you my codes, or showing you the codes and everything. So yeah, hopefully you will use some codes, and it's pretty fun. So yeah. And also, next video I'll be showing you how to edit the button activators as well, more in depth of that. And also in another video I'll be showing you how to get codes, how to get more codes other than the codes I provided you with, because you could get a ton of more codes other than the ones you downloaded. I just did that for like your first little code stuff and everything like that.